EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, where the keeper of the light sounds the fog bell to signal it's time for football. Coming up, two teams ready to square off. It's the Las Vegas Raiders and the New England Patriots. On the Raiders sideline, Pete Carroll, head coach here in New England, remember, back 1997 to 99. Mike Tirico with Greg Olson. We're ready to start year two together in the booth. And off we go from Gillette Stadium. And a big hit there on the opening kickoff. Wow, that is going to set a tone for what could be a very physical game. So the Raiders come out, and Greg, they make a change at quarterback in the offseason. It is now year 13 for Geno Smith, but year one in silver and black.
Mike, isn't there just something different about week one of the NFL season? I mean, after months of anticipation, debate, speculation, it all gets settled on the field. New coaches, new teams, rookies playing their first time. Man, it's just an exciting time of year, and I'm pumped to be calling it alongside you.
They'll go with the rookie out of Boise State, Ashton Genty. And that'll give him a first down. Tackle made after the pickup of 3.
And the Raider first down. First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
From the gun, it's Geno. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
Geno Smith.
With the right personnel, the safety position is like the ultimate chess piece, right? You can put him in center field to play pass. You can bring him up and make him a pseudo linebacker. But you also can bring him on pressure, Mike, and that's what this guy does so well. The timing and the speed, he got there in the first. Initially, they do a really nice job taking away his first and second read, but what they fail to do is account for him as a runner. He ends up making something positive out of a play that initially didn't look like it had much of a chance.
Smith from the gun on third down. That is incomplete. Great work to get in there, make things difficult defensively, and it sets up fourth down. On the return is Jones. And how about that? Nice return there, picking his way up past the 35-yard line.
At their own 36-yard line.
First and 10 now from the 36. We're going to run, and this is Travion Henderson. And he gets this up close to the 40. Big J.J. Pajees in there on the tackle. They face second down and 7.
Brings up second and 7 at the 39-yard line.
Here's a toss left side for Henderson. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
I'd like to see that running back be a little bit more decisive with his cut, Mike. You can see he was a little hesitant, and once you're late making that decision, you just kind of get strong laterally. Great job there by the defense, and he has no choice but to take that loss.
He'll find his tight end. That's Henry. First catch for him on this new season, and it results in a first down.
These third down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on third down.
On play action, here's May. And they're going to get to him and take him down, taken back to the other side of midfield.
And after allowing a chunk play on that previous down, nice job there settling in. They make a big play of their own, and they get him down for a sack.
May to throw on second down. Pass caught right side by Henry. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down.
Brings up third and
Working out of the gun. It's May. He's got his man. It's Diggs. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line. Here's 1st and 10.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
On the give, it's Henderson. And he is fortunate to get past the line of scrimmage. Call it a yard at most. Darnay Holmes over there to make the tackle. Following the play, we've got a Raider who is shaken up down there. From the 23, here's 2nd and 9. Toss, Henderson heading right. And he's going to be close to the 1st down. Welcome just a yard short of the line to gain, so that'll bring up 3rd and short yardage. He'll try to run for it with Henderson. And the Patriots are going to have 1st and goal. He's able to take it inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
And anytime you have a long drive going, you'd hate to have it stall out there. So that's a really nice job up front, making sure that that doesn't happen, and it's going to set up 1st and goal.
This opening drive going to form so far. Now they've got it 1st and goal. He'll run with Henderson, and he'll lose yardage here. The defense standing strong in the red zone. They drop him back at the 10.
A loss of 2.
From a little further back, here's 2nd and goal.
Here goes tonight. Ready, what's that?
A carry now for Gibson. Nothing doing there. He'll go down behind the line.
The idea here on 2nd down is in the event you're unable to score, at least put yourself in a 3rd and manageable goal-to-go situation. But now after taking a loss, it really changes their approach here, and I think on 3rd and goal now, they got to put this ball in the air.
The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal.
Keep it rolling, man. Keep it rolling. They can't stop us. Keep rolling.
Operating from the shotgun, it's May. That one is caught in the back of the end zone. And, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed. So replay's going to take a look at this one and make sure it is good for 6. What a terrific play at the back of the end zone. Greg, that is so hard to do, but something you did during your career. How do guys pull that off?
Yeah, the key here, Mike, is the concentration to not only see the ball, but then you have to feel the ground. You have to know exactly where you are in the back line of the end zone. And tell you what, this is about as good as it gets. Come down with the ball, 2 feet in bounds, touchdown.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. This is going to be taken in at the 3. And he will get cut down short, shy of the 20-yard line. Well, Greg, this was a contender for a big change with 4-13 a year ago. And boy, did the Raiders do that in the offseason, in the draft, and free agency. But maybe most importantly, with the new head coach, what does Pete Carroll bring to the silver and black?
Yeah, I think the thing that is so true about Pete is just his ability to be consistent. You know, no matter what team he was on, back in those USC days when he built that juggernaut, and then obviously the identity and the culture he brought to Seattle and their sustained success over a long period of time. He goes out, he brings in a very familiar face from Seattle. They trade for Geno Smith. They get Ashton Genty in the draft. This has the early makings of that ground and pound, play great defense, manage the game at quarterback that we saw Pete Carroll turn Seattle around pretty quickly years ago. So he's going to continue to stay true to his method, stay true to his process. And if it's anything like what we've seen before, I don't expect Las Vegas to be down very long.
So, first quarter in the books here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. The Patriots out on top. And we're back to Foxborough in a moment. Quarter 2 begins. It is Raider football. as they've got it 3rd and 10. Now some movement up front. Flags down. Mistake-filled first half continues. Whoa, things are getting tougher. It's now 3rd and 15. From the shotgun, Smith. Tries to get that one down the field, but it is incomplete. Here's A.J. Cole now, as he'll take this a yard or two into his own end zone. This will be returned to the other side of midfield, and it'll be brought down. Short return, and they'll take over there. The Patriots offense and Drake May making their way back out. Greg, this AFC East, a division that really has been dominated by the Bills. The 5 straight division titles. It's hard to see who can knock them off that perch right now.
Yeah, and I think until someone decides that that's going to change, I think you just have to assume that Buffalo remains the king of the East. And I think when you look at the bottom of the division with the Jets and New England, they're clearly in a rebuild. Young quarterbacks, new coaching staffs, trying to kind of get themselves out of the bottom of the division. Miami seems to me, I don't know if they're ready to compete necessarily with Buffalo directly, but Miami is a playoff caliber roster, a playoff caliber team. They've showed it in years past. So if anybody's ready to compete, I think it's Miami. I just don't know, Mike, if they are ready top to bottom over the length of the season to get enough wins to keep pace with a team as good as Buffalo.
And 2 new coaches at the bottom of the standings last year, the Jets and the Patriots. And, Greg, both guys who played for a long time in the league and bring a certain amount of toughness to the top of the organizations.
Oh, absolutely, and it was very clear exactly what New York and New England were looking for. They wanted culture centers, right? It wasn't about getting the fancy play caller. It wasn't about the X's and O's. They needed to establish an identity and a culture of excellence and of winning. So, no question, Mike, there was a very clear mission, a clear path to landing on Vrabel and Aaron Glenn, and they think they have their guy for the long term.
Tackle made back at the 22-yard line.
Throwing on 2nd down, May. He's found his receiver, Butte. A big play there on 2nd down, but we do have a flag on the field. And that's in an area where usually this play gets erased. That's on the 4th overall pick, Will Campbell.
Crazy.
On 2nd down, it's May. He'll get this out to Henderson. And he's out of bounds all the way inside the 15-yard line.
It may not have moved the chains, but with what they were dealing with there on 2nd down, that's a really nice pickup because now it opens up your play call sheet on 3rd down where it's a little bit more manageable.
3rd down, 3 to go.
Here goes the run. Hey, Bo. Hey, what's that?
They run straight ahead with Henderson. And he will have a Patriots first down by about a yard. They're able to convert on 3rd and 2.
Nice run right there. You get down here into the red zone area, Mike, and yards are hard to come by. He's able to stick his head in there and sets him up for 1st and goal.
They'll go play action with May. That is caught in the middle of the end zone. Sean Butte. Touchdown, Patriots. No problem there on the extra point, and the Patriots move out on top, 14-0. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This is fielded inside the 5. Good job in coverage. They're going to get him down short of the 20-yard line. The Raiders offense ready for this next possession. Greg, you take a step back and look at the AFC West big picture. This is historic stuff. Chiefs are going for a 10th straight division title, but you have to remember, two other teams in this division won double-digit games last year. So the question is, are the Chargers and the Broncos that far behind Kansas City?
You know, it sounds crazy when you mentioned 9 in a row. You think, okay, they're just going to continue to run away with it, but I'm actually fascinated by this division. I think LA and Denver are a lot closer to this year's version of Kansas City, maybe than there's a lot of talk about around the rest of the league. So until someone beats them, you'd be crazy to not pick Kansas City, but last year it was a 4-game and a 5-game spread between them. I think this year, come down the stretch, that spread is going to be a lot tighter.
No, Greg, I'm thinking of from the pass rush gets home, and he goes down. That is Christian Barmore working his way in to register his first sack of the new season. Here's the punter now, as he'll hit this from just outside of his own goal line. This returnable from inside his own 40. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Patriots offense and their big play wideout getting set for their next possession. Now, Greg, as we get the season going, obviously the adjustment to last year's new kickoff rules in place. We talked to a lot of coaches during the year. Folks didn't seem too bothered about letting the other team have the ball at the 30-yard line after a touchback. But the 35-yard line, I don't know, does that feel any different to you?
You know, it does, and I think the part that people don't talk about, Mike, is the impact that it's making on going for it on 4th down, not settling for field goals. Because remember, in the old days, if you got stopped inside the 5 or you scored inside the 5, it was all the difference of if I kicked a touchback, they got the ball at the 20. There wasn't that much of a spread, but now all of a sudden, is it in my best interest to settle for a field goal and kick off when I could give you the ball at the 35? Or even if I fail down there tight in the red zone on the 3, you now possess the ball inside your own 5-yard line. So I think that's an element now that's causing offenses to go for more touchdowns, kick less field goals, because the ensuing kickoff is giving my opponent the ball in much more favorable territory.
You know, the other rule that is adjusted are overtimes in the regular season will mirror playoff overtime. Each team getting the ball. I'm so happy, Greg, because I just felt so incomplete when a team got to overtime, but then their offense, which may be the best part of the team, never got on the field.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more. And you hear everyone saying, oh, well, just get a stop. Well, you know, it's that legendary game between Mahomes and Josh Allen where neither team stopped anyone. It was just an offensive touchdown festival. So you won a coin toss and you get the ball. Well, the other team's defense hadn't gotten a stop the whole game. If Josh Allen got the ball first, he probably would have scored on a walk-off. So I love the idea of both teams getting the ball. If a game is good enough to go to overtime, let's finish it. We don't need to be in a rush. There's no curfew. Let's let the guys finish it on the field. A lot more similar to how the regular game goes and not have significantly different game flow come overtime.
A run on 1st and goal. And they'll stretch him out to the sideline, but he'll be taken down for a loss. And we'll get a whistle, stoppage, an injured Patriot going in the wrong direction. Now 2nd and goal from the 12. A quick throw on the RPO is complete. And he's in. What a drive. Hunter Henry. Touchdown, New England.
We used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. Two guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
The extra point now for Borregales. He's got it. And the Pats will stake themselves to a 21-0 lead.
Raiders nothing.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. He'll start at the 2. And he will get cut down short, shy of the 20-yard line. The Vegas offense ready to get rolling again. So, Greg, you start to think about, okay, who are the teams that didn't make the playoffs last year that have a chance this year? Look, it happens every year. We just have to identify who they are. Who are a couple top of mind for you as we start 2025 here?
You know, as I start in the AFC, I think the Cincinnati Bengals. And you got to think the way their season ended last year, they rattle off 5 wins straight, really on the back of Joe Burrow. We could have made the argument if they're a playoff team that Joe Burrow is the best player in the league. I mean, he was incredible. Most weeks, Mike, he single-handedly carried that offense. Now, new defensive coordinator in Al Golden coming from the college ranks. Can he just make that defense in Cincinnati average? Because if they just play a little bit better with that high-profile offense, I think they're a team. They might not win the division with Baltimore, but they're going to be close and maybe at least get one of those wild card spots.
Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down. Christian Barmore. What a way to kick off the new year. 2 sacks in the first half of the opener.
This offense just continues to struggle to find any sort of rhythm. And now part of it is self-inflicted wounds. But the vast majority of their struggles has just been their inability to pass protect. You can't expect your quarterback to settle into the game and have any confidence operating out of the pocket. When the second he hits his back foot, the play's over.
That's to the rookie out of TCU, Jack Best. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down. Now the return, and he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Patriots offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. Maynard on 1st and 10. You know, Greg, early on, it's always new faces in different places. Off-season movement, what caught your eye?
I think there's so many good ones, right? You talk about Stephon Diggs. He ends up in New England, and Cooper Kupp now. He's moving on to Seattle from the Rams. But I think it's the guy the Rams signed to replace him, Davante Adams. I know he's not the youngest anymore, but watching him play in New York with Aaron Rodgers last year with the Jets, he can still run, he can still make every catch, he can still go up and compete at the high point. I think you put Davante Adams with Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, in that offense run by Sean McVay. I think that's a sneaky, maybe not a sneaky because he's a really household name, but I think that's a great signing by the Rams.
And always interesting from the offseason, the quarterback movement and unique ties. Some of the biggest names were or now are Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, now the guy that is going to line up behind center for Seattle, Mike, is Sam Darnold. And, of course, we all saw that incredible season he had last year in Minnesota with Kevin O'Connell and Justin Jefferson and that really dynamic Vikings offense. So now he goes to Seattle. I think he's going to have an inspired Cooper Kupp. He was let go from the Rams. If he's healthy, he's a big weapon. Jackson Smith-Njigba. He has some pieces in that puzzle that he can push the ball downfield to. So I'm excited to see Sam. That's what everyone thought he was going to be coming out of college when he was a high draft pick of the New York Jets.
So they move inside the 20, 1st and 10 at the 18. Out of the gun, here's May. That's to the end zone, but they cannot connect. It's incomplete.
There isn't much room for error when operating inside the red zone. The field is really condensed. Those throwing windows become a lot tighter and forces your quarterback to make some really highly contested throws. And as we just saw, those aren't always going to go your way.
He'll get this over the middle to Diggs. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
Throwing is May. Back complete to Henderson. And he'll be out of bounds, but he got the first down, so it's going to be 1st and goal. They're going to mark it at the 6.
just seems nowadays, Mike, there's so many running backs in the NFL that you can classify as being dual threats. Of course, we see them every week make their impact on the ground. But here in the first half, it's his ability in the passing game and do bulk of his damage as a receiving threat.
Here's May again. That's going to be incomplete. They say no to the field goal, but that backfires. They're going to come away with nothing as this first half comes to an end. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. To return, it's Antonio Gibson. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line.
The Patriots take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Yep, 45. Here you go.
They'll begin it on the ground with Henderson. And a good piece of running there. He'll get about 9 yards past the 35-yard line.
And we're starting to see the fruits of their labor paying off here. I mean, they've used this run game to throw a bunch of body blows throughout the entire contest. And while some of the carries didn't result in much at the time, it's clear they're starting to take its toll on this defense.
Again, it's Henderson, and he'll get the first down there, a pickup of about 5 yards.
It's possible they could have tried to be a little bit more aggressive on second down, knowing they had 3rd and inches in their back pocket, but I don't think anyone's going to complain. Pick up the first down, extend the drive, see if you can go score.
What's that?
On first down, they go back to Henderson. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
And this is just more of the same, picking up exactly where he left off in the first half. And these numbers, Mike, as you see him, they just pop out at you. I mean, he has been the driving force of this offense from the very start.
Here we go. Sit up.
Once more, it's Henderson. He's going to be taken down at about the 30. That's a gain of 11. And they'll move the chains with another first down.
Well, here he is just taking over this drive from the running back spot. And frankly, Mike, any time the secondary and defensive backs are making a lot of tackles downfield, you know the offensive line's doing their job up front, and we can see the results.
And he takes it down to the 15-yard line. Nice chunk here in this good-looking drive. Pickup of 14 and a first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
A run, and this is Henderson. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
So often when it comes to safeties, Mike, we talk about their speed and their range. But for him to be able to come up and make a tackle and be physical at the point of attack and keep this ball carrier to no gain, that's pretty impressive.
Once again, this defense up to the task. They stop him for no gain yet again. And now it's 3rd down.
Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman. Sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play.
And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Patriots. For Diggs, that's his first touchdown as a New England Patriot. The PAT, up and good. And the Patriots are able to extend the advantage to 28-0. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This one deep in the landing zone. He'll return it from the 2. And he'll be out of bounds on the return. And the drive will begin there. The Raiders offense ready for their first possession of this second half. Well, Greg, this is going to take a lot of self-reflection here. You build up so much for the season opener. To struggle like this has got to be a tough feeling.
Yeah, we've never spoken to a team before their week 1 matchup where they didn't tell us this is the best training camp they've ever had, it's the best roster they've ever had. I mean, how many times have we heard that? So in this case, though, Mike, I think you have to be careful that you don't overcorrect. Of course, this did not go according to plan. This is not what they've been building to through their entire offseason schedule, but it's still also just one game. So don't throw everything in the garbage and start all over. Don't throw out all the hard work from the previous offseason. Stay the course, fix what went wrong, improve, and move on to week 2.
The Raiders send their punt team. He's on for the 5th time this afternoon. That could have broken for a bigger return, but as it is, nice job getting his offense a start out past the 30-yard line. The Patriots offense and Stephon Diggs heading back out on the field. And, Greg, they have had their way right from the start in this season opener. You get that sometimes. You don't know what week 1's going to bring, but this is going to be awful. Satisfying.
Oh, there's no question. It gives such value to all the work that you did all offseason and all the way back in OTAs in the spring and then through the dog days of training camp. Everyone wants to start the season strong. You're 0-0. Everyone in the league has Super Bowl aspirations. Every fan base thinks it's their year. And then to come out and to deliver, especially on the offensive side of the ball, it's really the ideal way to set up the rest of your season and try to stay on track.
Throwing on 3rd down is May. Open man, right side. He's got it.
Another great throw, and that's been the story as you check out these numbers. I mean, he has done everything this team has asked of him and more.
From the shotgun, it's a give up the middle. A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's 2nd down.
At the 47-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And they'll take this down inside the 35. A pickup of 14 on that one. 1st down, New England.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
They'll stay on the ground. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's taken down on what is the final play of this 3rd quarter. Fourth quarter begins on the ground. Not much happening there, just a short game.
A gain of 2.
Look him up on a 2nd down and 8.
At the 18-yard line.
They'll stick with him again. It'll take this ahead for a gain of about 5. And here comes 3rd down.
Tackle made at the 12-yard line. That's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Trying to pick this one up on the ground.
The running back picking the ball carrier.
On 4th down, out comes Andres Borregales for the Patriots field goal. The kick is perfect, right down the middle. And the Patriots will add to their lead here in the 4th quarter. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This will be taken in at the 2. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. The Raiders offense starting to trot out for this next possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go.
They'll start this on the ground. Here's White. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. From the shotgun, it's Smith. That's caught. It's the tight end, Brock Bowers. And he's going to get this to the 37-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Smith. That's left side to Tucker. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield.
That's another Raiders first down.
Smith now to throw on 1st down. He'll hit Tucker on the slant. 12 was nice last time, so they did it again. Another 12-yard pickup and another 1st down.
Las Vegas first down. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
On 1st and 10, here's Smith. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very stout there. That's going to bring up 2nd down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
From the gun, it's Gino. Oh, man, open downfield is Thornton. And they are into the end zone for the 1st time today. Dante Thornton, touchdown Las Vegas. For Gino, career touchdown pass number 106, but his 1st in silver and black. Down 3 scores, and it's late. They're going to need a few bounces to go their way. They'll start right here, trying to get an onside kick.
If they don't come up with this, the game is over. But now, anything can happen. You've got plenty of time, down 3. The first job, make sure you at least get the ball in field goal range to force overtime. But if the opportunity presents, try to win this thing in regulation.
And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. Smith to throw on 1st and 10. Right back to Betts. He's got another one. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. 15 more on that connection. They're making it look easy. That's another 1st down.
1st down, Raiders.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you?
And he's in. Brock Bowers. Touchdown, Vegas.
Touchdown, Raiders.
Touchdown here in the 4th quarter, Greg. They have a big mountain to climb, but at least they're technically still alive in this one.
And now, Mike, we're going to see them line up to go for 2. They're going to see if they can get this lead down to 16 points and still give them a chance to fight back here late in the 4th quarter. Mike, I think all of us can remember exactly where we were during a certain Super Bowl where throwing the ball this close to the goal line ended up being a disaster. But unlike that time, they ran this pass play to perfection, and the result, 2 points.
And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line.
1st and 10.
The Patriots offense and their running back, Travion Henderson, making their way back out there. And this has been the start of the season you hope for. You held serve at home, have the lead here in the 4th quarter, and now it's all about bleeding down that clock. Drive will start on the ground, and he's going to have a Patriots 1st down as the tackle is made at about the 38-yard line.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Up the middle they go. And good hard running there. He'll push his way forward. Gain of about 5.
The tackle made at the 40-40.
I think every running back's dream is that he's going to run through a wide open hole and have breakaway touchdowns, but that's not necessarily the case very often in the NFL. So the backs that are the best are the ones that can get more yardage than maybe what's blocked for. And I think this is a nice physical game here that they can continue to build off of as the game unfolds.
At the 43-yard line.
They'll turn and hand this one off. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. Now timeout Vegas. That is their second. And they'll get together prior to this second down play. Handoff here, up the middle, and not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. Now the Raiders going to use their third and final timeout. Talk things over before third down.
Here goes Trump. Keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. They can't stop it. Keep rolling.
May going to look to throw. He'll find the rookie third-round pick, Kyle Williams. First catch for him on this new season, and it results in a first down.
That might end up being the backbreaker right now. This defense desperately needed to get off the field and give their offense a chance to cut into this 2-score lead. But instead, they now got to defend a fresh set of downs. And as you look up at this clock, they might be running out of time.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. A handoff as they try to run it here. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
A loss of a yard brings up second and 11
Here goes Trump.
at the Raiders' 25-yard line.
On second down, they'll run. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up third down.
Brought down at the 23-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up third and 9.
Here goes Trump. Hey, what's up?
They'll try to get this one on the ground. And he'll be taken down. No timeouts left for the defense. That should do it.
It's fourth down.
So it's a win for the Patriots. They move to 1-0, getting the victory to begin the new campaign. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Patriots winners at home as we say so long from Foxborough.